Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted to have with me my man who's now in the United States of America because it's nice and bright in the background, JB, Joshua BUATSI. Josh, firstly, how are we doing, my man?
I'm cool, man. Like you said, in the States now, so it's only 10 to 2 in the afternoon. But that means what? It's 10 to 10 in England in the night. Yeah, man. But I'm cool, man. I can't complain. I got a day off today, so you got me at the right time.
How are things, firstly, and how's the family, etc.? Before we talk anything about boxing, always like to make sure and check in with the family and everybody first.
Everyone's blessed, man. Can't complain. Missing the family because I've been here for weeks, man. But I'm here to work and to train hard and stuff like that. So I can't think too much about that. But I'm looking forward to getting home. I'll go back home soon. And then, as we know, May the 15th is when I box. So that's like 3 weeks out, just over 3 weeks. Yeah. So everything's cool though, man. Can't complain.
No, good to hear. Josh, obviously we've had a crazy 12 months with lockdowns, pandemics, and lack of fans at events. I know you managed to get yourself out once during the pandemic, but has it been tough to be in that position where you're not able to get out more often in the last 12 to 18 months now?
Yeah, I think mainly because there's been more training than fighting, which is usually the case, but you kind of even it out with the fights and that. But this time has been more training and then not fighting and stuff like that. And for me, I've also had a bit of a change to what I do on my setup. But within it all, bro, I remain positive. Like, I try to keep a positive mindset about everything. So, yeah, I still remain positive with it. It's hit others harder than it's hit some of us. So I'm just grateful that, look, when it's all said and done, my head's clear, I'm in a good position, and we just keep moving forward.
Josh, I remember when you finished the Olympics and you were kind of moving around, speaking to people of what angle to take, which path to follow, which kind of promoter to go towards, chose Eddie Hearn. You've now made a first kind of major change in your training now, where you've decided to move from the UK to the States. I'm guessing that was going through your head for a little while before you made that final decision to move.
Yeah, no, it was. But I think it was. But, you know, like sometimes we get comfortable with what we're doing, and change is a bit strange, like, because you don't know what to expect and stuff like that. But I just said, look, man, I got to make the change. Or let's say I have to make the addition, make the move, whatever you want to call it, so that I can see what I think is there. You see what I'm saying? There was the question mark. And now that I'm here, I'm like, cool. I'm learning what I need to learn and I'll do what I have to do. So, yeah, it took some time. Like you said, bro, it wasn't like a decision that I made straight away. There was a lot of thinking behind it. But, you know, like I said, man, I felt it was time to see or to get to know this thing that I thought was there or whatever it is. So here I am, man.
Was it a mix of or a different person or a different environment or both?
Nah, it was just adding to what I know. That's all it was. Wanting to add more, the hunger to know more. Like, bro, I want to learn so much. So that's what it is, man. I'm passionate about this sport and everything about it, obsessed about it. So it's the willingness, the eagerness to learn more that brought me here. Other than that, man, I'll stay in England and do what I have to do and get on with what I was doing. But yeah, it wasn't the change of environment or whatever it is, because I actually prefer England to the States, believe it or not, bro. So it's not that, oh, I wanted a different environment or whatever.
Virgil Hunter is obviously the man that's going to be in your corner now. What pushed you towards Virgil? There's a lot of people in America, a lot of great trainers in America, a lot of young trainers in America up and coming as well. Why Virgil? What did you see in Virgil?
So the thing is, right, for me, since I started to watch professional boxing a bit, let's say like 16, 17, I've always said, you know what, this guy's a very good trainer. But at 17, I didn't think. At 17, I'd only been to Ghana in England. I didn't think I was going to go anywhere else outside England to go and fight. Them times there, I only started leaving London even to go to Sheffield to train with Great Britain, like the odd time, and then I went to Ireland as well. But prior to that, there was no movement. Everything was in London. So at that point, I said, this is a good trainer. Did I say I was ever going to train with him? No, because I didn't see myself leaving London at any point. So it's something that I'd said years and years ago. And then, you know, things happen, did well in the amateurs, started traveling a bit more. Pro career started. And then, yeah, so I'm in a position and in a place where I can move about. And like I said, the eagerness to learn more. And I've seen what he's done as well in terms of the teaching and the style. And I think, you know what, I like this style. I like this science of boxing. And for me, I think that was what I was like, you know what, I like this. If I can add a bit of this to what I do and to have that kind of drummed into me, then I'll be a good fighter, man. So, yeah, there's not like a massive thing that happened for me to come out here or to choose Virgil Hunter, bro.
Those first few sessions with Virgil, when he put you through the paces, did you kind of think, damn, I've got so much more to learn?
I guess, you know what it is? I think because it's a style that I haven't been familiar with, or I'm not familiar with. So I was like, oh wow, this is a lot. There's so much to learn. But without complicating boxing, bro, because boxing is boxing. Someone will teach you how to jab. A jab is a jab. There's obviously different types of jab. Do you know what I mean? So we all know the basics, and then there's just different things that they'll add to it. Different trainers will add different things to it. Different trainers will practice things differently. They'll drill things differently, and yeah, just different trainer, different style, different approach. So yeah, I was like, wow, this will take some time to get used to. So I've just been here, just dedicating myself and trying to learn as much as I can learn.
Virgil's obviously known, obviously trained Amir Khan from the UK, Andre Ward most notably. I remember a number of years ago, I'm sure you will remember, when Andre Ward was in, I think it was Fitzroy Lodge Gym, and you was there, and I remember you asked Dre, say again?
There's a picture of myself with Ward, but you are literally behind me.
I was behind you, yeah. And I remember you asked Andre Ward a question, and then I remember that famous picture of both of you shaking each other's hands. And now I saw another picture recently where you're in the gym and Andre Ward's in the gym as well. It must be a great feeling when
you came Fitzroy Lodge.
Sorry, say again?
What year was that when you came Fitzroy Lodge?
Must have been early 2018 or 2017, late 2017.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. Yeah, but yeah, so it's crazy. Like you said, man, that was the first time I also met him as well. But at that point, I didn't think, I don't know, I'm going to be in the same gym as him or training with the guy that trained him. I just thought, great fighter, I like his style. I watched a lot of his fights, got a picture with him. That was it. I didn't think anything of it.
He must give you, obviously I know he's come to the gym a couple of times, but have you had like discussions with him? Has he given you advice? And because Andre was generally a great speaker himself.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because if he comes to the gym, we're all going to ask him questions. Like, what do you think about this? How did you do this? What do you say about this? What do you say about that? So it's just, if you're around and people are asking him questions anyways, you're going to pick up something. So it's when he comes to the gym and people are asking him questions, or I'm asking him a question, or he's talking about something random, it's always great to listen and to pick bits that you can pick from and try to apply it to yourself.
So Josh, I'm guessing Verge is going to come back to the UK with you. Maybe not at the same time, but he'll come to the UK for your next fight. In terms of Mark, I know Mark's been with you for a long time. Does he still have a role to play when you're back?
Yeah, we're still going to be working with Mark, man. That guy's been there from the beginning. So it's still going to continue, still going to carry on. And it's a good question you asked me, because I think what people need to be aware of is that this is an addition to the team. It's not like I've scrapped my whole team and come out here. Fair enough, I'm out in the States, cool, but this is an addition to the team. I'm adding to what I have. I haven't restarted or taken out people and put new guys in, or nah, it's an addition to the team. So good question you asked there, bro.
We've obviously seen Lawrence Okoli. I know he's changed teams and he's
Yeah.
moved to completely different teams. We've seen Anthony Joshua, just like yourself. He's brought in additional people to just kind of extra pair of eyes. And is that the angle you were kind of going towards and had thoughts in your mind as well?
Yeah, like I said earlier on, man, is to add to what I have. And I think Virgil's a great choice to add to what I have already. And, you know, to get to the level that I want to get to. So, yeah, so that it's in the team, man.
Did you sit down to watch your previous fight with Virgil and Marco Kalic? Did Virg give his kind of opinion on that fight?
He did. I think he did probably at the beginning of camp. We spoke about it. And I think overall, man, I won the fight. You see what I'm saying? Wasn't too happy with the performance, but it's like, you know, I gritted through it, won the fight. We've spoken a bit about that, and, you know, he's like, yo, this is what you could have done or should have done. And then I'm like, cool, that's now in there and it's secure. So, you know, we look forward to the next fight, and May 15th it is. So people will be watching like, oh, what has he learned in the States? Has he learned anything? This, that, and that. But we're going there, and the aim is always to win, man. So, you know, I just prepare for that.
Prior to the announcement that you joined Verge, Eddie Hearn said that you will be headlining 15th May with a proper step up. But he said, obviously now with Verge, don't really want to go too deep in the waters just yet because it's your first fight with Verge. But is there any kind of updates in terms of level opponent or a particular name that you're going to be fighting?
You know what? Without saying the name, the guy that I've been told on boxing, he's boxed for a world title before. We've okayed the fight, so hopefully Matchroom have locked in the opponent and everything, but we've okayed the opponent, but he's boxed for a world title before. So, like I said, I don't want to say too much because I don't know if it's all been verified, but we've okayed this fighter. So I've said, cool. And yeah, you know, Verge is like, look, it's the first camp. We want to see how it goes, have a straightforward fight. Obviously, new styles and everything, trying to gel and everything, it makes sense. But yeah, the opponent that we've okayed, he's boxed for a world title before. So like I said, unless Matchroom have not okayed it or locked him in, which I believe they have, then the news should be out soon. And we got a great fight May the 15th.
Josh, mate, obviously you've come in the sport not to just partake in it, but of course to leave a legacy, to become a world champion. Not going to get any younger as time goes by. I know you've had a few setbacks in the past. Last year you were supposed to fight on the AJ Pulev undercard, but obviously that cut from the Kalic fight kept you out. But in terms of getting to that world scene, how many fights do you think you're away from those big names and those title holders?
I don't know, man. I think it's hard to put a figure to. So I've had 13. You can look at other fighters. I always say this. You can look at other fighters and see what they've done, but I don't really. Again, man, I think every fight is different. Everyone's style is different. Everyone's weight class is different. Different competition. So for me personally, it's hard to say, man. But I think we're not too far off. As I always say, we're not too far off. My last fight was good because I had to look for something different or to show something different, to show that, okay, I'm going to grit through it if I have to do that to win. Other fights I've shown I'm going to box. Other fights I've shown that, I don't know, I'm going to come out and just start swinging if I have to. So I've kind of shown a lot of things. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say, oh, maybe 2 fights time, 3 fights time. But I do know when the opportunity comes and the team are like, you're ready, BUATSI, then I'll take it and I'll be ready, man.
No, absolutely. Well, we look forward to some fight. Well, the name of the opponent in the next coming days, hopefully, Josh, and definitely talk with you in more detail about that. But just before I let you go, I just want to get your opinion on a few other things going on in boxing. Next week, Craig Richards takes on Dimitri Bivol. We know Craig doesn't shy away from jumping in the deep end. We saw him against Buglioni many years ago, I think 6 days notice. But is it a tough fight for Craig?
it's going to be a tough fight either way. Bivol's a world champion. He's not just like a random dude walking the street. So yeah, it'll be a tough fight, but you know, he's taking the fight, and I'm assuming they're well for it. 2 hands, 2 legs. It's going to be a tough fight, man. So I wish him all the best. I think I will still be out here or I'll be in England, but I'll be watching either way. And it's a Brit fighting, so I'll be supporting him. And I do definitely wish him all the best.
The light heavyweight division, we know it's always talked about in the UK with Craig. I know he beat Shakan Peters, who you know quite well as well. Lyndon Arthur, who beat Anthony Yard, Callum Johnson. So there are names in Britain potentially that you could go into the ring with in the near future. Obviously, everyone spoke about that Yard fight. I know he took that loss to Lyndon Arthur, but in time, again, surely that's still a big fight for you?
It is, man. I think, I don't know, maybe it's the styles that we have that people want to see what will happen if we get into a fight. But I think this is my opinion about the whole British light heavy. I think that everyone's going to claim that they're number one, but realistically, bro, we will never know until we do get in with each other. And that's it, man. I can sit here and talk and scream why I'm number one. I'm sure Yard, Peters, Johnson, Richards, Lyndon Arthur, they could all sit there and give reasons why they're number one. But ultimately, we wouldn't know until we get in with each other. Yard's done that. Arthur's done that. I've never boxed Yard, Arthur, all the other ones, I've never boxed them. So it'd be hard to say, man.
And potentially, you can add in the Callum Smith as well. We're hearing he might jump up from super middleweight to light heavy as well now.
Yeah. So exactly, man. Everyone can talk, but we haven't boxed each other. Realistically, that's it, all said and done.
Josh, have you had a little complaint to Lawrence Okoli for not having you in his rap video?
No, I haven't. Bro, I think the videos Lawrence are doing is top quality. Like, I think Dubai's a nice place, and he was able to get out there, put something out there. I think it's good. The only thing I'm going to moan about there is I may want a line about me in there, at least, innit? At least a line. But, bro, let me ask you, when have we seen a boxer do what he's doing? I ain't seen it. Maybe these American ones do it, all of that. A British boxer do what Lawrence is doing, man. Right in the block. So, he's killing to won the world title, then released it. But the thing is, he done the videos before that, put them out there, wrote the book as well. So I have to rate him. And like I always say about Lawrence, the one thing that I do like about Lawrence is he always looks after the family. And that for me is number one reason why I like him. So whatever he's doing, cool, but he always looks after the family. So for that, I always got time for him.
No, absolutely. And I know he was kind of the first fighter that 258 signed as well. And I know everyone who signed to 258 obviously looked up to Anthony Joshua as kind of the first champion, and now Lawrence. But does it help? Does it motivate you even more to, when you look at someone like Lawrence, to say where he's come from, world champion 16 fight, and he wants to unify next. He doesn't want to defend. He wants to unify in his next fight.
I tell you why it does, because he's from the same cycle as I am. Whereas Josh was from the cycle before, so you can say, okay, cool, the cycle before, mad experience ahead of me, cool. But Lawrence is from the same cycle, so from that perspective, I'm like, you know what? It's achievable. Like, Lawrence has done it. It's achievable, period. Like, from the same cycle, he's done it. So definitely.
I got to ask you, since we mentioned Anthony Joshua, it looks like it's almost a done deal. Tyson Fury, the fight that everybody wants to see. It looks like Eddie spoke about today on IFL that potentially gave us 3 dates in end of July and early August. But
yeah.
Are you glad, just for the sake of boxing, that we're able to keep politics aside and have just 2 great fighters get in the ring for all the belts, all the marbles, and see who is the number 1 heavyweight in the world?
Yeah, man. With all the politics, like you said, different promoters, TV, and all of that, I didn't think it was going to happen, but somehow they found a way. So definitely have to congratulate both fighters, the promoters, the TVs, everyone involved, man. It's good that it's been able to happen. And I think within the next few months, we'll know who the unified heavyweight champion of the world is, and one man to take everything. So it'll be interesting, man.
Who wins?
You know who I'm going to say, man. I'm not... You know who I think is gonna win, man. And like I said, I've got reasons for that. Like who's got most belts, who they fought, and I'm sure people can also argue why the other guy would win too. But I know who I think would win. And most importantly, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be there to win. Fighting on that same card, but make sure, regardless whatever it is, that I'm there to see with my own eyes. I don't want to hear anyone ringing me, telling me what happened, or watching it in another country or whatever. I'm gonna make sure that I'm there myself watching it.
No, absolutely. Last week we saw a number of boxing events, in the UK and abroad. A lot of fighters, and I didn't see your name. I didn't see you doing a video calling out Jake Paul. Is he on your radar?
Nah. You know what? I watched that fight live, actually, his fight, because it was the same time zone as it is here. Yeah, so it wasn't like mad late. But nah, bro, man, I'm not calling him out or whatever it is. I'll see what he's doing, but I'm not interested in fighting him or getting in the ring or whatever. Bro, and the thing is, when it's all said and done, you just have to rate the hustle, though, because he's not a boxer and he's doing these mad numbers. So for that, you have to rate him. But in terms of other stuff that he's doing with it, I'm not a fan or anything, so I can't really say much about it.
Josh, I'll end on this. I know you're an ambassador for Everlast, Ramla is as well, Conor Benn is as well. Everlast obviously recently announced a pledge to sign over 50 fighters this calendar year. They've signed, I think, Chantal Cameron, Natasha Jonas, and others as well, Lee McGregor recently as well. But it's great to have a company that has always been associated with boxing for I don't know how many decades, to come out after everyone going through such a hard time over the last 12 months, especially for fighters. It's just a great thing.
Yeah, speaks very highly of them, man. Like you said, I've seen some old boxing photos, and when I look at the gloves, what did I have on? Everlast. You see what I'm saying? So to be sponsored by them, be an ambassador X, Y, and Z, it's amazing, man. And like you said, coming from a hard times like this, coming out and saying, look, we're gonna sponsor or work with X amount of boxers, and not only say it, but do it, and we can see people are happy about it, and they're representing. Have to give it to them, man. Have to give it to them. And again, bro, like I said, I've seen some very old photos, and it's Everlast. And even till now, it's still Everlast. And like I said, I've been wearing them from my third fight onwards. I started with a different pair of gloves, but straight away I shifted to Everlast, and my hands are good, man. So it's not just representing; they do actually protect your hands and give you for me personally, it gives me the feel that I need to be in a good fight, to punch hard, but to also protect my hands. So yeah, like, I'm happy to work with them because I was wearing them before I started working with them because they were comfortable to my hands anyways. So yeah, big brand.
Lovely. Okay, thank you, Josh, for giving me a little bit of your time. I appreciate, obviously, you're in the car as well. So
no stress, bro.
for your time, and wish you all the best with the rest of camp and safe travels. And
no worries.
Back in the UK, and I'm sure we'll be in Manchester having a bit of fun.
For sure. And again, bro, happy belated to your little boy who turned 1 a few days ago, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Josh.
Nice one, bro.
BUATSI, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Respect.